of water and sanitation in this municipality. Conditional assessments of our assets are being conducted, working with the team from National Treasury and National Court, so that we'll be certain as to what needs to be done and how that will be fixed and how much is needed to deal with the challenges that we are faced with. So there is a progress in that regard. When people are complaining about our tariffs, it's because there are councillors who go out and mislead people, who are not telling people the truth that eThekwini can't be compared with other municipalities, because the tariff that we are raising, 14.9% for water, is also taking care of the new dam that must be constructed in this city, which will cost 24 billion rand. So we are starting to put money so that we can service that debt as a city and service our people better, because we are not the leaders who do things because we want to get votes, but we do things because we want to give a certainty for the future, for the generations to come. That is why we are planning in advance, and we know that in the next 10 years, this city may face drought, and for us to be able to tackle that, we need to move now, to move with the speed, to fix the infrastructure, and also invest more resources to water. But if people are not told that, they think that, hey, this 14.9%, we are being killed here, we don't think that we can manage to pay that. We understand the pressure that people have because of the economic conditions that we are faced with, but also on the other part, we need to maintain our infrastructure. We need to ensure that we advance our services, especially to give a certainty in terms of water sources. This dam will give us at least more than 400 megaliters of water on top of what we already have as a city. So that on its own will assist this city to move forward. The issue of electricity, Honorable Speaker, we are also blamed that we are hiking the tariffs unreasonable. We want to dispute that. Everyone knows that Eskom was given a right to increase their tariffs by 18.4%. The city operates its own entity to deliver electricity services to our people in an effective and efficient manner. So for us to sustain the delivery of services, we said at least let's have a markup of 2% out of this 18.4%, so that you can be able to run services and also respond to queries and faults that our people are faced with whenever there are challenges in their areas. So that on its own, when we motivated during public hearings, budget hearings, people said, no, we now hear your reasons and we support you. I don't know the councillor who made a reference that people are rejecting this budget. Where does that come from? Because we've been participating in budget hearings and we've been explaining this as a city, and people are supporting what we intend doing. Honorable Speaker, as I'm going to take leave, we must explain some of the issues that have been raised here. Section 154 does not imply that the executive committee won't be having executive powers. The council won't be having executive power, the powers that it has. The city manager, as an accounting officer, won't be having powers to take decisions. No, Section 154 is the support. It comes here to support the work we are doing, and that work that we are doing, we want to give certainty to our communities that we are actually having good plans to remedy the situation, especially to fix our infrastructure that is experiencing challenges. Honorable Speaker, the comments were also made about the refuse collection, that we said after the head left, things will improve. Indeed, things are improving, but we are not yet there 100%, and we want to ensure that we put more concerted efforts to ensure that we clean this city and make this city work. But in response to the plight of the youth and unemployed youth and graduates, our state of the city address is very clear in terms of interventions, what we intend doing. Some of the things will start now in July. We put them in the budget so that we start being responsive to their plight as unemployed people. The issue which people have been raising very sharply of requiring experience on entry jobs. We have taken a policy decision as a council, and that decision still stands, that on entry jobs, we mustn't require any experience so that we allow our young people to access those opportunities. Those who are over 35 years have been raising a challenge with us that we are no longer taking care of their interests, whilst on the other side they are the breadwinners in those families. Indeed, we are responding to that, Honorable Speaker, that all our programs will cater for those who will be beyond 35 years, but we must give more opportunities to the youth, 60% at least to the youth, 40% to manage other age groups so that they can also benefit. I'm taking leave. The councillors, they talk about tourism. I don't know which country they live in that tourism has bounced back. Even in this city during Easter holidays, we expected that hotel occupancy would be standing around 60%, but we made 65%. So it shows a growth, a positive growth. And the sector is recouping itself, it is growing, it is resuscitating itself, it needs support from us. But those councillors, especially those who went out, they are the ones who were chasing tourists in this city during summer holidays. They were on television screen almost every day saying that don't come to Durban because Durban has got sewer leakages, Durban has got this, Durban has got that. But today they are the first ones to complain if the sector is not doing well. So we are saying the concerted efforts we are putting are now making the expected and yielding the positive results. If we are the best city, why the whole world is here playing World Tennis Championship? Why Africa Tourism Indaba, we had more than 8,500. By the way, that 8,500 is just a formality. They estimate that around 14,000 people arrived to the city for them to join Africa Tourism Indaba. So that on its own, it shows that the sector indeed is bouncing back. Honorable Speaker, the issue of informal settlements in the city. We have efforts, we have plans, but we must put the facts as they are. If we do not deal with the rapid urbanization, the migration that we see in our cities, especially metros, moving with high speed, we are not going to be in a better position to resolve the issue of informal settlements. So we need to develop the areas, rural areas, the district, the poor district that we have in KZN, they need development so that when you develop them where they are located, there will be no reason why they need to migrate to the city, the only metro that we have in KwaZulu-Natal, to look for greener pastures, for opportunities, jobs, and economy. So if we do that, we'll be able to cap this migration, which is a threat. On the other side, it's also an advantage in the economy. If we have not resolved the issue on immigration, our laws in immigration, the cities will continue to suffer. This is not a competence of the municipality. When people are here and are deported, they just take the bus back home, they come back, they change the status. They came with another status, they change the other status that I'm here for this reason. So it doesn't cap the challenge that we are faced with. So what needs to be fixed? It's our legislation so that we control, we have proper control. In many countries, when you visit them as a migrant, you are kept in a camp. They must know where you are located. They must know how much time you are going to spend in the country. What are your intentions? Why are you there in that country? But in South Africa, it's an open house for all. So it's one thing that we need to look at. How do we strengthen our own immigration laws so that we can be able to build cities that will benefit their people. So thank you very much to all councillors who made their comments. Most of councillors present here, they responded when immediate after the Doom Alliance have responded to the state of the city. So I think I fully agree with their own assertions. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. We are not here to fight others, but we are here to develop people of eThekwini, and will work tirelessly to change this city for the better. Together, we can change it. I thank you.
Thank you very much, His Worship, the Mayor, Councillors. That's how we conclude the business of the day. The meeting is adjourned. There is a lunch prepared on the left hall. Please go there. Thank you very much. See you next week on a council meeting.